Did an Irish ghost follow a family across the Atlantic to America? In 1913, in County Fermanagh, the Murphy family moved into an isolated farmhouse. The house was a cottage with a thatched roof that many of the locals named the Burnside House after the family that built the house many years ago. The family prior to the Murphys, the Sherry family, were said to have first experienced the poltergeist activity in the home. They only lasted one night in the house before vacating the property and selling the home to the Murphys without telling them of their previous encounters. Shortly after moving in, the Murphys experienced what they thought to be a freak accident, when the father, Michael Murphy, fell out of a cart, unaliving himself instantly on impact. But later, the family came to the conclusion that it was no accident. The ghost would appear and terrify the family's two youngest daughters and hammer on the door at all hours of the night. The family finally had enough and called priests in, when one priest who came to the home to investigate said, "I stood in the children's bedroom and watched the bedclothes on an empty bed rise and fall as if somebody was lying there. I felt a cold, evil presence, then pots and pans suddenly flew off the dresser and onto the floor. It snatched the bedclothes off the sleeping children and flung them across the room. At times the bed lifted several inches off of the ground before falling back down again, while mysterious shapes appeared and disappeared on the walls. Other observers in the home heard the cooneen ghost snore or make noises which appeared to come from far below the ground. It would hiss, whistle, and make a sound like a kicking horse. It would also tap out tunes. Its favourites were The Soldier's Song and The Boy in Water. Because of the activity surrounding Mrs. Murphy's children, she relocated the children's bedroom to the end of the house. Despite this, the ghost still followed them, and a respectable neighbour who was attending to the house one night heard a noise coming first from one side of the children's bed and then to another, and then finally under the bed, followed by a scraping noise all across the bed, and the bedclothes rose gently as if a dog or pig was hoking in it. He asked the little girl if she felt anything, and she said, "Yes, I can feel something pressing down here." The ghost would make groaning noises upstairs, and this was what the family suspected to be the ghost jeering them. Finally, the family had enough, and the ghost becoming more and more violent, the family decided to leave their home in Fermanagh and emigrate to America. Upon leaving their home, they immediately felt relieved, finally hoping that they left the ghost behind, but they found that not to be. Halfway through their voyage, they discovered it was still with them. Passengers complained about tapping and banging coming from the Murphy's cabin. The noises became so bad that the captain paid them a visit and demanded the family stop making such racket. The ship's captain was a known skeptic and refused to credit what they told him and threatened to put them off the ship if they didn't stop creating such an obnoxious noise. The ghost continued to haunt the Murphys when they reached New York, and they were forced to move house 5 times. It didn't leave them until 1915.